Namibië is die tweede eilste bevolkte land in die hele wêreld. Hier is amper die mense nie.
Some people think of Namibia as an empty, desolate place, but what it lacks in human population, it makes up for in animals and in breathtaking scenery. You can take a drive in any direction. If you don't see any animals, you are not looking properly. From the majestic kudu, with its big set of horns, to the small dung beetle, there will be something for you to see. This video is the third in a series that we've made especially for you to explore Namibia in ways that most tourists are not necessarily able to. Daar's baie mense wat sê, ek wil graag na Namibië toe gaan. Ek wil nog graag gaan kyk hoe lyk 'n kudu. Ek wil graag gaan visvang. Ek wil graag iets gaan doen om my wêreld perspektief breër te maak. Hier is jou kans. So stick with us and we will show you Namibia in a different way. Dit is so 'n gewone plaaspaadjie in Namibia lyk. This is a normal road going to the farm in Namibia where we are going to stay for a few days. We're going to break up the videos in more than one, so this one will be available this week and the other one probably available next week. Baie plase in Namibia is ver van die dorp af geleë en jy het 'n hele entjie om te ry. Some farms you even have to drive maybe 200 or 300 kilometers to get to the nearest town. That's a lot of driving, especially if the roads are not that good. Let's go back to where we started this morning.
Môre, welkom by Reispret. Dis oggend in Windhoek. Ons gaan vandag kyk hoe lyk dit op 'n Namibiese plaas. Onthou jou hoed. As jy vir jou lekker kos wil koop in Namibië, dan koop jy enigiets by 'n Duitse plek.
Namibia's German heritage also brought German baking skills, and that is something you do not want to miss in Namibia. So as soon as you have enough to eat, you can take the road out of Windhoek. Windhoek is 'n baie groter stad as wat dit was toe ons kinders was. Deesdae is daar geweldige groot maatskappye betrokke in Windhoek en daar's baie groot besighede wat gevestig is daar. Hulle fokus veral op toerisme, maar daar selfs vervaardigingsondernemings wat deesdae opskiet. Especially with the discovery of oil at the southwestern Namibian coast, Windhoek is promising to be one of the success stories of this century. The road we're taking out of Windhoek now today will take us on the Trans-Kalahari Highway. Die Trans-Kalahari hoofweg loop basies van Windhoek deur Botswana na Johannesburg se kant toe en daar loop geweldige verkeer op daai pad. The road takes us out of Windhoek in the direction of Gubabis, that is to the east. We are leaving the bustling of the city to visit a real-life working farm in the countryside of Namibia. Ons gaan 'n plaas besoek wat 'n werkende plaas is. Niks gepoleer nie, niks gepolish en gepoets nie, om vir toeriste te wys hoe mooi dit daar is nie. Hierdie is hoe dit lyk. Hierdie gedeelte waar ons nou deurry, is net buitekant Klein Windhoek op pad na Gubabis toe. In Klein Windhoek is daar 'n fontein wat ook genoem was Aigams deur die Namas, en dit is die ou naam wat hulle vir Windhoek gebruik het. En die Hereros het weer 'n ander naam vir Windhoek gehad. Hulle het hom genoem Ochumuse, en dit beteken plek van stoom. So the Hereros actually called Windhoek place of steam, and the Namas called it place with a spring or fire water. Namibia is vol gevare, Soms is dit gevare waaraan mense nie eens dink nie. These cute little animals are warthogs. Dit is vlakvarke. En as daar een onder jou kar beland terwyl jy op die pad ry, kan jy maar gewoonlik jou kar afskryf. If one of these animals hit your car, they normally run under the car and your car is destroyed. This river we are crossing now is the White Nosop River. Another danger that people don't consider when coming to Namibia is rain. Most of the riverbeds are dry all year round. But when it rains, it becomes a seething torrent of water within half an hour. Eventually, when you get to the farm, it's time to go for a walk. Mens wil natuurlik altyd 'n bietjie gaan stap as 'n mens by 'n plek aankom. Ek onthou dat my oupa altyd vertel het, duiweltjies het Suid-Afrika toe gekom in perde voer. Ek weet nie of dit waar is nie, maar dis die storie wat hy gehad het. Dis seker maar nog iets waarvoor hulle die Engelse kon blameer. Duiweltjies is the Afrikaans name. In English they are called devil's thorn. Let me show you what devil's thorn looks like.
En nadat jy nou daar oral geloop het, dan lyk jou skoene so. En ja.
Ons is gelukkig genoeg om sommer dieselfde dag nog op 'n wildrit te gaan. The game drive we're going on, we're basically going to try to see some gemsbok. In English they are called oryx, a few kudu maybe. We'll see what happens. So af en toe dan moet 'n mens stop om te kyk vir spore. When you stop, you need to look at the tracks, and you can see according to the tracks which animals were there.
Daar agterbreë even geen of agterbreë.
Maar dis kudu daar.
Nee, dis geen.
Is dit gemsbok?
Dis geen of hartebreë is 'n bietjie klein.
This is what we are hoping to see on the drive. Gemsbok, also known as oryx, is a buck with straight horns, almost straight, a white stomach and white socks. Then you have kudu on the right-hand side with stripes along its stomach. The kudu in this picture is a kudu cow. The buck or the bull has curved horns. Mostly these animals will not be seen easily during the day. They will be hiding in the bush, especially around midday when it's hot.
doringtakke. Ons het nou 'n trop gemsbokke gesien aan die ander kant. Omtrent so 9 of 10. Is te ver om af te neem. Maak maar altyd seker dat jy iemand saamvat om die hekke oop te maak en weer toe te maak. Hierdie hekke kan nie oop staan nie, die beeste moet in sekere kampe loop. En as jy nie iemand saamneem nie, dan moet jy dit self doen. Hierdie is nie 'n wildplaas nie, dit is 'n werkende plaas. Dit is nie 'n lodge nie. Hier is nie enige wildweerende heininge eintlik op nie. So die kudu's en die gemsbokke kan vrylik beweeg tussen verskillende plase. En dis ook so dat hulle vernietig baie keer van die drade, veral die gemsbokke. Kudu's is geneig om oor die draad te spring. Hulle kan maklik oor 'n draad spring van tot 2 of selfs 3 meter hoog. Mens kan dit nie glo as jy dit sien nie. Ons kon ongelukkig nie veel kudu's vandag kry nie, maar dit was nog steeds lekker om te ry. For myself, who basically grew up in Namibia, this was a real treat. Just to experience the veld, the bushes, the grass, the dust was wonderful. At strategic places on the farm, there's water troughs and then also the salt lick, because it's normally around the water and the salt that you see the tracks of the animals who came visiting. This is a salt lick or a sout lek. Het word gebruik vir aanvullende voeding waar daar gewoonlik 'n gebrek in 'n area is.
Kyk hoe spring hy. Dit is Bokkie. Hy het gespring.
Een klein bok.
Ek weet nie.
Please tell us in the comments what you think and what you enjoyed most about our visit to the farm. All of the pictures you see in this video are basically pictures that was taken by trap cams at the various water troughs on the farm. So these animals were all animals that were actually on the farm. But normally during the day they are in hiding.
Mens gaan nie kan sien ten nie so.
Staan daar.
Met jou gaan ry nie asseblief.
Is reg?
As you can see on the left, one of the fence posts were damaged by animals passing. This is not really a fence post, we call it a dropper. As you can see, this young kudu was probably looking for a place to cross the fence when we disturbed it while driving by.
Kyk nou so mooi Namibië se sonsondergang. En so ietsie kouds vir die einde van die dag.
En so aan die einde van die dag, dan is dit nou tyd om in die donkeyvuur te maak, sodat jy warm water het as jy wil stort. This is called a donkey, and you heat your water in it.
Kyk hierdie pragtige maan hier op die plaas in Namibië. Kyk hoe mooi lyk die maan.
If you do find yourself lucky enough to travel on the Trans-Kalahari Highway, be very careful. It's a dangerous road with lots of trucks transporting goods from Walvis Bay through Windhoek to Botswana and on to the north of South Africa.
En dis weer die einde van vandag se video. Kyk gerus na ons video's op YouTube, deel dit met die vriende, druk like, druk subscribe en onthou om die klokkie te druk, sodat jy gereeld kennisgewings kry van nuwe video's.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week for the second installment of Life on a Namibian Farm.